Welcome back. Now this October, the Namibian Arts Association will host the premiere of Sheehama, The Man, the Music, a powerful documentary capturing the life, music and legacy of Ras Sheehama. Now conceived in collaboration with Ras before his untimely passing, the film now serves as both a tribute and a preservation of his profound influence on Namibia's music and cultural identity. Joining us is the producer and director, Othilia Tutu Mungoba.
Wow, such a befitting introduction.
Of course.
Oh, thank you so much. Well written. Thank you to the producers. Well written introduction.
Thank you so much for being here, Tutu. How are you?
I'm well. I'm keeping on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is exciting. And when I saw it, I thought, how did they manage to do this so quick? But the journey actually started while Ras was still here. So talk to us about that and also what his hopes were for this film.
So Ras, The Man, the Music, actually there was actually no title for it. So we wanted to say what encompasses the legend.
Yeah.
And many times the question was, is the man the music, is the music the man? Was it two separate entities? We wanted to leave it up to the audience really to decide what befitted Ras in his music and himself as a persona.
Yeah.
So the documentary is a culmination of 3 decades of sound. You had us here. Yes. You had him here.
Yes.
You had him here last year to talk about the project. So this was the culmination thereof. So the lovely thing about it is I think the documentary encompasses, I think, the very last interviews that Ras Sheehama had. Honest, earnest, and very frank conversations. I think many people wanted to know about what Ras thought about smoking weed.
Yes.
What Ras thought about relationships.
Yeah.
And how music, developed and, shaped his life, not only as a musician, but as a father, as a brother, as an uncle, 100%. As a grandfather. So it's really behind the scenes. There's a lot of behind the scenes footage when he's rehearsing with the band, when he's with his family, when he's making fun of people, when he's cooking. So it's really behind the scenes tribute as well.
That's beautiful. He also was such a great voice of activism in his own way, and he managed to get those messages in through his music as well. How does this, that part of him, how is that also, that narrative also come into the docu?
I think what is very special is that Ras really talks about the dream the dream for his legacy, but the dream for the Namibian music industry and his dream for the Namibian people. So I think that's how we can celebrate and commemorate his memory by, honoring those final wishes. So he talks about how Namibians could be better, what our shortcomings are with regards to tribalism. He addresses that a lot during the documentary. So people will be very interested to see the different tidbits that he has to, nuggets of advice that he has to give during the documentary.
You obviously would have had to have spent a lot of time, because 3 decades of music was last year, and you accompanied him to that interview as well. So you would have had to spend a lot of time with him to be able to do this project. And you told me off air how it was actually he was going to be part of the launch of it end of September.
Yes.
And I want to ask you something, perhaps a bit personal, but what was his mental state like? What was your observation in terms of his mental state during the time that you spent with him?
I think the question that many people are asking themselves, especially those ones that were close to Ras, is why? And why? I didn't see any inkling. Ras was the soldier man.
Yeah.
He would always say, no, we foster on. The system is a push and pull, and he used to always repeat that. We had very sincere conversations. I think the one thing that I also mentioned, that Ras and I had very unspoken conversations. He would just call and say, no, just come pick me up, we're going to Karitura. Like, where are we going to Terras? No, we're just going somewhere. And then when you get there, then he's like, no, leave me here. When he's done, he'll be like, no, I'm done. Please come, let's go through somewhere else. And I'll be like, Ras, but I got things to do. Many times we look towards the end, but I think the process, that's why they say life is a journey.
Yes.
The times that I spent with Ras, Nina, are very vulnerable.
Yeah, of course.
Because I had such crazy ideas of what I wanted to do with his work.
Yeah.
And, you know, we had an issue of funding and, you know, people buying in, especially corporate Namibia. We had such challenges with selling the idea of 3 decades of sound because people couldn't get it. Is it a musical? Is it a documentary?
Yeah.
Is it a theater piece?
Yeah.
And Ras Sheehama's music, you know, you're giving it over to a poet to do a spoken word piece. It doesn't make sense. So funding was really a challenge. And I think that's what we need to also discuss going forward.
Yeah.
And that's one of the legacy mentions that Ras had, that corporate Namibia and, of course, the man on the street could really buy into what makes us who we are.
Yeah.
And that's music really is a very fundamental tool of definition. So we had pre-independence and, you know, artists were celebrated then, but post-independence, golly, when you tell somebody that you're a writer, they'll be like, yeah, you know, are you paying tax? Your medical aid, all these type of things. So the man, the music is really a tribute of who we are today and where we are going tomorrow.
And because we're running out of time, the public, I'm sure, is like, when's it happening? When's it happening? It's actually the first premiere public screening is happening tomorrow. So just give us the details.
So tomorrow, the 1st of October, 6:30 for 7, because we're having Under the Stars screening. So it's at the Namibian Arts Association, which is just next to FNCC.
Yeah.
It's in Robert Mugabe. You can't really miss it. Yes.
Tutu, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
This is going to be one for the books, one for the history. You did a good one, of course.
Thanks
Definitely.
so.
Thank
But
you so
I'm
much for
blessed
being
and I'm
here.
grateful. And of course, thank you to the family that has really availed us the opportunity really to tell the Ras story. And they've trusted me really throughout this time because people couldn't say, what was this girl chilling with Ras all the time?
They'll soon find out.
So they'll find out when they come through to the documentary screening. Thank you so much to you. Thank you to NBC. Thank you for everybody.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Well, that was Tutu Mungoba speaking to us about Sheehama, the man, the music, a documentary capturing the life and legacy of Ras Sheehama. It's coming